Sorry about that continuing. But when I seen my bag with the front porch at my aunt's house, she was like, well, you didn't have to stay outside that night. You chose to stay out. And I was like, well, I didn't feel comfortable coming back there. I did to her that I didn't feel comfortable coming back there due to how I felt of the situation of her. I felt like an awkwardness going on. And so I just wanted to stay out. That's how I felt. And I'm being honest about that. Because I was even texting her. She wasn't even responding back, like saying anything back about anything. And then she texted me that stuff. I felt like she was treating me like a child too, like, and that was like unnecessary to act like that. Just unnecessary. Because she was being so ignorant to me, man. All because of that incident of me not coming back there. She was being so ignorant. Because she deliberately, when I was taking the bag off the porch and walking off the porch, I seen her husband at first, like, at the side of the apartment of the house, but I didn't see nothing to her. I just, like, took the bag off the porch and was, like, trying to start walking, figuring out what I'm going to do, you know? Because I don't know. I know how far it was, but I didn't know it was that far when I got there. And so I got the bag off the porch and I walked off, and I was a little bit away from the house. And then I seen him and her, like, literally drive right past me. And I'm like, oh my goodness, they were so ignorant. Because they seen me, because I was right there, right in front of them. And they seen me. And that could have been avoided. Like, she could have been like, well, come on, get in. We're going to give you a ride to the mission. No, she literally rode past me in some rage of anger and left me walking, struggling to carry that bag. It was heavy in the book bag. And I would have had to walk that, like, for, like, it's probably like a 3-hour walk in the hot weather, and there's no sidewalks by where she lives at. And there's no sidewalks going to that place. I seen it's all highway. And that was ignorant of her and him. Real ignorant. And if they don't say there's something wrong with that, of how they acted of that occasion of just riding past me and you seen me walking with the bags, then there's something wrong with the people online, of the people that that done the live video with the people that done the video. Because she wasn't saying nothing about that. She was just saying all the bad things about me and stuff like that. She didn't say anything wrong about her. She just said everything bad about me, like, and that's like real weird. Because you're saying all this stuff about me, all this unnecessary stuff that shouldn't even been mentioned on there. Only the stuff that was supposed to be mentioned there was supposed to be brought up, not the other stuff. That's how I felt about it. Nothing about my diagnosis and all that type of stuff. That's like going too far of the situation. And it's crazy, like, She's saying all this stuff like this and that. Oh, just saying like smart stuff, like saying, well, she's just making up stuff like, well, when Amy was at my house, she didn't know how to do dishes. She doesn't know how to wash dishes and all this type of stuff. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, wow, she really saying that? Because I use soap on dishes before. I use soap always on dishes. Like, that's all I use at my house is soap on my dishes. And why do you think I was buying dish soap? Because I was using it. And I have a whole thing of that in my box. So, I don't know where she's getting that from. And I used to use her dishes, but I bought my own dishes, my own special dishes I can use at her house. And when I wash my dish out, sometimes I used to rinse it out and didn't even use soap because I figure like, well, this is the bowl I'm eating out of. This is my bowl for only me to eat out of. It was for. And so I didn't use soap sometimes because I felt I didn't have to because I'm the only one to eat out of that. And sometimes I use my soap, dish soap. I use dish soap on hers to wash her dishes out. Literally wash her dishes out. When she wasn't around, I did wash her dishes out with soap. And I remember that. Even if she told me, like, well, you don't have to do dishes. Because she never mentioned me about not knowing how to do dishes. And if she felt like that, she never confronted me about it. She waits till she gets on video to confront other people about it. And to say stuff about something. When she never confronted me about it, you know? That's what's weird. That's how I see it. Like, you're going to go online to tell everybody else about stuff, but you never confronted me about it or tried to ask me about it or tried to show the person something. Isn't that strange? But it wasn't the case because I already know how to do that stuff. She's just lying about stuff, making it look bad, saying stuff out of like ignorance to be ignorant. And it's not cool. Telling y'all it's not. It's pretty crazy. And no lie, somebody was probably trying to create a fund me, and I didn't even know it. I didn't want nobody to do that or expecting that. I was just make videos of update of what's going on as I usually do to let people know what I'm going through and stuff, you know, and how it's going because I got people out there online that do care. And I probably could have used that. I probably could have used that help. And no, it was stopped because I was called this and that. And I am really struggling. I am a low-income person, so I feel that I deserve that help in my situation, but I didn't, like, ask for it at the same time. Or, begging anybody for it. Just trying to maintain the best way I can right now to get up back on my feet. I'm gonna try to see if I can get help with the security deposit. I could use that to get help. But first, I need to sign the application and get into an apartment and see if they can help me. And then I couldn't get my mail. I could never get my mail at her house because she wasn't telling me when I got mail. And then she would text my friends telling them stuff because they would call me and tell me like, well, your aunt's saying you should go back to your city. And I'm like, why is she texting them that? That's so strange, man. And she's texting them, asking them for my caseworker. That is so strange. And that's like not even normal. So that's psychotic there. You're talking about psychotic. But yeah, I had to change my mailing address to my friend's house for now. So, because she's like truthful and tells me when I get mail and stuff. And when I get my place, I will change it back to my apartment where I'm at. And I still haven't got my stuff, my other stuff that I needed. That I really needed. And it's just sad. I never got that light bill credit. That could have been money. I don't know if it was a check or something. I could have used that extra money to eat with and stuff, and to have money. It's just sad. People hating on other people. Like, they have everything together. I'm the one that's struggling out here. But I haven't been say I'm struggling because God been providing for me in ways that you can imagine, like using people to help me and stuff, and to get food for me and stuff. He's been helping me like all the time. God has. I think it's just nothing like about warning about transferring the stuff over because it's gonna like you have to make sure you're prepared. And I thought I was prepared because I thought I had the right stuff too, but I didn't. That's why it was a long process and stuff. Cause I never went so long like this I already knew what to transfer to. It's just like listening to people, and I'm not gonna listen to people when they tell me stuff. Like, I'm gonna make sure it's accurate first before I do that, because that's what hold me up too. And then my aunt rushed me to, I was trying to, like, best way I can, like, follow through the process of doing everything I had to do. But I just felt like they were rushing me to get me out of their house, and not, like, really, like, I didn't even have problem with following the rules or nothing like that, even though I didn't, like, follow up to a perfect extent of I was being forgetful and stuff like that, forgetting to do things and little things that wasn't, like, a big deal. It could have been, like, put over, like, it was just weird about the rushing me to get an apartment and stuff. Rushing me to get an apartment and just, I don't know, maybe controlling behaviors, because when I was saying I was going to stay out, like, I was sure to look at Aunt was like, well, Auntie, I'm not going to be home tonight because I'm going to stay at my friend's house. We're going to spend time together and stuff like that. And my aunt would be like, okay, honey, assume if you're safe and sound, that's cool with me. You can always come back to this room. Obviously, you should just know that. But I guess she was like, well, she's going to stay out all night like that, like, bother them. Even though if it bothered them, like, it shouldn't be acting like that, you know? It's really not Christian of them. And then she called the police on me. Called the police to get involved about the stuff. And I was like, why is she calling the police? I just talked to her in a peaceful manner earlier about the stuff. I didn't understand that. Like, she's taking everything and doing the opposite and saying the opposite of me, and when it's really not true. It's, like, sad for somebody to do that, and that's why I said I don't want to be bothered with her, because I don't got time for that, for people to lie on me and saying stuff that's not true about me and treating me some type of way like I don't deserve none of that stuff just because I don't measure up to them. But I'm gonna go, guys. I'll talk to you later.